Hey guys, I'm Props, and today I'm going to be making the pipe gun from Fallout 4. The first thing I did was cut out the general shape of the handle out of some wire. I bent that to shape and then covered all of these sides of that in cardboard, and then went through and filled in all of the exposed corrugation of the cardboard with hot glue. Once that was dried, I went over that with the end of my hot glue gun just to melt it all smooth, and then I rubbed the excess hot glue away with the piece of cardboard. I then made a cube out of cardboard, cut away one corner and rounded that off, and then covered that in some thin cardboard, and then made the hammer and the trigger out of some thin cardboard. For the magazine part, I'm just making that out of a cardboard tube, which I cut down to the length that I needed, and then covered in some thin cardboard and cut out some of the indented details, and then glued some thin cardboard behind that to create some depth. I then made the base of the gun out of some cardboard and bent that at an angle, and then started to cut out some of the details and glue on all of the parts. For the barrel, I just used a pipe from one of my leftover builds, and then I used a Sharpie body for the rest of the smaller pipe parts. I then went and primed the whole thing and painted it silver, and then applied some weathering agent, and then did a couple different coats of a rust color over it, and then dabbed on some of a lighter rust and then a yellow color over, just to give it the different colors that rust has as it seeps into metal over time. I then went through and covered the whole gun in water, and then used a sponge and an old brush to wipe away some of the rust and leave behind a steel color to give it a more worn look than if it had just been pure rust color. I then went and applied a flat coat over this whole thing to protect all of the paint. I then glued all of the different parts together and then wrapped around some electrical tape around the handle to make the black cloth that the pipe gun has in the game. And overall, I think this turned out pretty good. It's a pretty realistic looking gun, so don't go out into public if you have this, unless people know that it's a prop. But if you guys like this, be sure to check out my other videos. See ya!